Hello everyone, my name is Zero and this is The Lost Perspective. Today we're taking a look at the latest Ready or Not update and DLC known as Home Invasion. We'll be taking a look at all 3 guns that are free to all players and the 3 maps featured in the $10 DLC. For those that want the short version, I would recommend trying this DLC before you buy it, because, well, you read the title, it hits different.
I'm telling you, man, if my aunt doesn't get access to her house again soon, I'll lose my mind.
Is it really that bad?
Love my aunt, but she's old, set in her ways, and those damn cats, man. I'm allergic. And they've just taken over the whole damn place.
Starting off with the free content, we have 3 guns. We have 1 sidearm, 1 AR, and an SMG, sort of. I'll come back to that. The 509 pistol is a 17-shot sidearm. The model looks great, loving the standard glow sights, and overall performance is good, but it doesn't really stand out from the crowd in any way. Personally, I'll be sticking with my 5.7, but there's nothing inherently wrong with the 509, so definitely try it out. Just because it's not my new favorite doesn't mean it won't be your new favorite. The DM4 is a 30-shot AR chambered in 300 blackout. It's actually not that good in my opinion. At first I thought it had way too much kick, but I figured I should at least compare it to something before I jumped to any conclusions, since I haven't really played this game in a few months. So I found the LVAR, the only other gun to fire 300 blackout, as far as I can tell. After equipping both guns with identical attachments, I went over to the shooting range. The results you will now be seeing on screen were shocking. It's basically a worse version of something we already had. You can try it if you want, but I personally do not recommend this weapon at all. The Raider is the most unique weapon of the bunch. Now, it's in the SMG category, but I want to be clear, this is a single shot only weapon. It's actually just a pistol inside of a conversion kit. Said conversion kit has a rail that goes over the iron sights. So please do yourself a favor, give it a red dot or a laser. And no, that's not a grip. That is a magazine holder, which gives this weapon a unique mechanic. Your first quick reload will result in ejecting the existing magazine and grabbing the magazine out of the holder, making it the fastest reload in the game. Keeping in mind this can only be done once per mission, and that's not to say its standard reload is slow in any way. On the contrary, being essentially a pistol, it's also very quick. The conversion kit also features an adjustable stock, giving this thing very reliable handling in the field, almost no recoil to speak of. Do keep in mind that it still has a low caliber round, so its armor penetration is low. But for missions with either lightly armored or unarmored targets, it's one of the best options available. In my own opinion, of course.
I never thought I'd see the day I'd be planning training sessions to get the admin staff signed on for active patrol duties.
I think it's a handy idea, even if they never make use of it. The state this city is in, the days of being safe behind a desk in the station are long gone.
Oh, maybe. But this isn't a well-thought-out process. It's, this hurricane fucked us up the ass and we're unprepared process, and that's something very different.
And now for the paid content. We have 3 maps, starting off with dorms.
Alright, quiet down and listen up. Today we're doing something a little different. There's a property in Greenside, the old dormitory. It's been on our list for a while now to just move through and clear them out. The hurricane just bumped it up to the top of the list. We've had reports of increased activity in the area, mostly vagrants and addicts. We've had a call about gunshots coming from inside the building, and an officer is reported being injured while attending a call. The full details are still coming through, but they were injured in some sort of altercation with a group in the building. They are safe, but we've been asked to lend a hand. I know this isn't our usual job, but this fucking hurricane really did a number on this city. We're all well aware the brass is working with skeleton crews, so we're going to have to pitch in and do things a little different to normal. The building was condemned before the hurricane hit. Now it's liable to collapse without warning, so the last thing we need is for a group of homeless to get too deeply rooted. I want to reiterate that I understand it's easy to lose focus on a job like this, but remember, we've already had one officer shot trying to sort this thing out. These folks are scared, and this building is their sanctuary. For most of them, it's the only thing they have in the world. It sucks, but everybody has lost something in this damn storm. They are no exception. We don't know what we're going to find in there. We know a number of these people are active drug users. We don't need any fuck-ups on this. Get in, clear it out, and get back here for a debriefing. This should be something short and sweet. Palate cleanser after everything we've been dealing with. But we all know things can go tits up in a heartbeat, so I want everybody focused. Any questions? Any issues? Anything that's been missed?
What's the relocation plan for any non-threats in the building? If we just push them away, they'll come back again. We've seen a number of pop-up shelters appearing since Antonio hit.
We've got people talking with some local official shelters. There are also a couple of programs to provide rooms for the homeless in some of the old run-down hotels in the city. This might sound cold, but the solution isn't for us to come up with. Our role is just to clear that building out as best we can without causing a large domestic incident. Now, I want equipment checks completed and everyone ready to load up in 20 minutes.
You ever hear that expression, it's better than nothing? I'm not sure that applies here. This dilapidated cesspool is not a place anyone should be. Now, aesthetically, this place is fantastic. Kudos to the Void Interactive level designer that made all this sick graffiti. Some of it will instill thoughts of fear. Some of it will instill thoughts of fear inoculum. Any Tool fans out there? This guy look familiar? But how does it actually play? I'm gonna tell you, not great. There's a porthole in every single wall. And by porthole, I mean a hole the enemies can go through, but you can't. My point is, it's not a matter of if you get flanked, it's when. I'm also going to tell you the reason they designed it this way was to say F you to players who abuse the shield. You all know exactly who I'm talking about. This map will make you paranoid as hell because there's no way to tell if a room is actually clear or not. A room that was clear 2 minutes ago may not be clear now. Because for people who don't want to leave, they sure do love to move. After taking down all the suspects, you'll likely find yourself aimlessly wandering to find that one last elusive civilian. And friendly AI is really stupid on this map. As of recording, I've played it 5 times. 3 out of those 5 times, the AI wandered off. And 2 out of those 3 times they wandered off, I was killed because they weren't where they were supposed to be. You'll know exactly what I mean when you reach the main hallway downstairs. The AI loses all sense of self-preservation when entering this hallway. If you tell them to clear this room, they will walk all the way down, past open doors, past crevices and holes in the walls, all of which can, and likely will, be shot through. If you can get your team down this hallway without at least one of them taking a bullet, then RN Jesus has smiled upon you. This is also where they have a big tendency to start wandering off. So, with all that said, I don't like this mission. It's not that hard to get through overall, it's just really, really annoying.
Hey man, how are the repairs going? If you need anything, I'm happy to help.
Thanks, buddy, but there's not much I can do. The insurance company are being dicks about everything, and I don't have the savings to get the work done.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I mean, the house is damaged, but still livable. I just hope we can get the repairs done, especially to the roof, before it gets any worse. We got off lucky compared to some. I mean, you heard about Kelly from the reception desk, right?
Yeah, I did. Poor girl. Nobody should lose a family member that way.
All right, everybody, let's get down to things. We've had a number of calls and reports of a home invasion in progress in Redwood. We're not sure what's happening, but a group of armed individuals have forced their way inside the mansion up on Playa Vista Lane. 155 Playa Vista Lane. You know the place I'm talking about. They have barricaded themselves inside. We're looking at a potential hostage situation here. We've tried to make contact with the house, but all attempts have gone unanswered so far. So far, we've had 2 calls from people at the property, and both callers who reported the incident confirmed some shots have been fired, but not at any of the potential hostages. We've been tasked with going in and quieting this thing down quickly. We've got 2 primary entry points, right through the front door or around back, where there's access through a garage area. This is a big fucking place, and each entry point gives access to different areas. The details are on your tablets. Study them, make a decision, and get this job done. All we know so far is that they forced their way past the security guard at gunpoint. He's conscious and waiting at the perimeter of the property for us. We also know that the homeowners and their kids and several members of staff are present inside the house, which means we've got almost as many civilians as we do suspects. We don't know who these guys are, but we do know they've all got some sort of symbol painted onto their clothing. That should make them identifiable. We also know they are well armed. The security guard said they were all carrying something, a mix of SMGs and rifles. You can bet your asses they'll be carrying more than that. So these guys are serious, and we need to take care of them, fast. Listen, we all know that money talks, and the guy who owns this house is a real heavy hitter, if you get my drift. He's got a lot of friends in a lot of very high places, so we can't have any fuck-ups here. We've also just been informed of a silent alarm that has been triggered from a panic room somewhere inside the property. I presume it means someone has found a place to hide. We're working on getting plans for the property, but be vigilant. There's at least one panic room hidden away in there, and I don't need any stray bullets giving me a headache. Keep it short and sharp, people. Get the civilians to safety, and take care of the suspects in a manner that's appropriate for their levels of resistance. Patrol is waiting on us. Let's go.
Lawmakers is the polar opposite of dorms. Where dorms was designed to be anti-shield, I would actually advise bringing a shield to lawmakers. These guys do not hesitate. As soon as they have line of sight, they will mag dump you. They are equipped with assault rifles and AP rounds, so your heavy armor is not going to help much. Thankfully, they're wearing very identifiable clothing, so picking them out from the civilians is not going to be hard. And no need to worry about the mother and her children, they're safely tucked away in one of the panic rooms.
Good here.
Yes, yes, oh God, thank you. Please help us. I've got my children in here.
This maze-like mansion is massive, and there's only like 4 to 5 gunmen that spawn. Your first time through will be terrifying. Repeat playthroughs are going to be horrendously boring as you slowly round corners waiting for something to happen, praying you don't immediately get your head blown off. Once again, I've played through this mission 5 times. And just like dorms, odds are you're going to forget to check that one closet or underneath that one bed in one of the many bedrooms to find that last elusive civilian. I legitimately wandered around for 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get the panic room open to secure the family, only to find out that all I really had to do was find a maid that was hiding in the backyard. Once again, this mission is not very good. The map is way too big, and you're going to spend half the time just wandering through empty rooms. The sad part is if you just put an extra van on the driveway for immersion and double the suspect count, that would probably fix it. It'd be a good start anyway. And finally, Narcos.
Now hustle up. Element leaders. Are all your people here and ready? Good. We don't have time to waste. We've got a problem at 213 Park. We have an officer undercover in the Los Locos for a while now, but his cover has been blown. Multiple reports are coming in about an assault in progress at the address the officer was using as his base. We've also had a rather distressing call from the officer himself. I know emotions get high at times like this, but from what we've heard, it doesn't sound good. I want you all to brace yourself for something nasty. We don't know who is there or how many. We just know we could hear screaming through the reporting calls, and they weren't even in the same property. The responding patrol units have also reported the forced entry into the officer's home. Uniform units are running on a skeleton crew right now because of this hurricane. So they were told to hold fire and wait for us. We've got no time to waste.
Who's the officer, sir?
His name is Mike Esperanza. No doubt some of you have met him before, or seen him around. But I need you guys to treat this like any other mission. Yes, he's one of us. But we can't afford to let emotions get the better of us here. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now all the details and a map of the area have been sent to your tablets. Check them out as we move. These streets are like rabbit warrens, and the damage from the hurricane has only made things worse down there. We'll have members of the public all over this. They will be scared. I cannot stress how badly we do not need anybody shooting a civilian because they got spooked. Clear heads and solid fucking judgment here. For the avoidance of doubt, Esperanza is 5'8" with gray hair and blue eyes. He's been working under the alias Alejandro, so keep that in your ears while you're out there. Get your gear, get your ass in the seat, and move. I want us en route 5 minutes ago.
Just a heads up for all you streamers out there, Twitch may not like some of the content featured in this mission. There's a naked dude, so stream at your own risk. So, Narcos makes no logical sense whatsoever, and I'm gonna break it down. They ransack his house, find the stash of files. Do they burn them? Do they burn the whole house? Of course not. They just leave it all lying around to be found. Do they kidnap the guy by, throwing him in the back of a van or one of the vehicles that they showed up in, taking him to some secluded place in the middle of nowhere? You ever see Breaking Bad? Yeah, something like that. And dealing with him out there? Of course not. That would make too much sense. They start torturing him in his own house and then call the police to taunt them, and then decide to drag him through the neighborhood in full view of everyone. Rather than trying to escape, they decide it would be a good idea to wander the neighborhood until they get arrested or shot. And by the time you catch up to them, do they use him as a human shield? Do they blow his brains out the second they hear you yell, "Police, get on the ground"? Nope. They just let him go. I can't even say that with a straight face. They just frickin' let him go. I also have reason to believe this may have been repurposed content and was originally meant to be a part of the main campaign, as a tape recorder found in the mission mentions a car dealership used as a front to run guns. Sound familiar?
These guys are smart. The dealership is legit. They buy and sell cars, and they do it well. But the real business goes down at night. They're running weapons. They've got these 3 Vietnamese brothers, the Trans, modifying weapons for them. That happens off-site, I don't know where. But they mod them up, and then the weapons are loaded up onto the trucks and sent to the port. Everything moves through the port. I don't know the dock number yet, but I'm working on it. If you want to catch them in the act, then that's your best bet. The deals go down late, around midnight.
That's a good start, but we're going to need more if we want to nail these guys. I need to know more about the network outside the garage. Who's bringing in these weapons? Where? And how?
That's fair, but it's going to take some time to earn their trust to get anywhere near that sort of information. I'll need you to feed me something that can help me get their ears.
I'll see what I can do. Just keep your head down, do whatever you need to do, and I'll be in touch via the usual means. It'll probably take a while to sort something, so just keep on doing what you're doing.
Of course. Right, time's up. I'll wait to hear from you.
Your best option is going to be to separate your 2-man teams into different houses, cautiously clearing more open areas yourself, as having the AI do it will likely have them getting shot in the ass or the back of the head. So if you ignore the completely illogical scenario, it's fine. I give it 3 out of 5 kicked indoors.
This city has gone to shit. The hurricane tore off the last few bits of cover, and now everybody can see what a cesspit it really is. Can't you feel it?
Feel what?
The anger, man. It's everywhere. The city's broken on all levels, yet the big companies are posting record profits and flaunting their success. What do we get? More names put up inside that room over there? Memories and condolences don't mean shit when it's all for nothing.
So, should you buy the Home Invasion DLC? Like I said before, I would try before you buy. If you can find someone hosting these levels, you can play them even if you haven't purchased them. But considering the industry standard is $20 for a couple of gun camos, a character skin, and a few other miscellaneous cosmetics thrown in, I think we all know what I'm talking about. I'd say $10 for actual content is quite the bargain. However, taking a closer look at this DLC reveals a very interesting pattern. Where Ready or Not's main campaign has you taking down human trafficking rings and stopping literal terrorists, at times I was begging the sorry excuse for a human being at the other end of my gun to give me a reason. But the Home Invasion DLC had me blinding some poor woman who just wanted to take shelter from a storm, probably just needs a shower and a hot meal. The Home Invasion DLC had me handcuffing a man who fought for his country, who just wishes things could be the way they used to be. The Home Invasion DLC had me wishing there was a better way to help. And that's why I believe the Home Invasion DLC just hit different. This has been Zero with the Lost Perspective, and I thank you very much for watching.